Hello there, listeners. Here is Maya speaking. Today is June 14, and today we have a guest in the podcast, Ruth. Hello, Ruth.
Hello.
It's been a long time since we were planning this interview.
Right.
I'm very glad that you called me today when you have some free time. I've been trying to bring Ruth to the podcast for quite a long time because Ruth is living in Shlomi. How far is Shlomi from the Lebanon border?
I think about the northest place is about 300 meters from the border.
Directly on the fence,
Yeah,
basically.
directly on the fence.
Uh-huh.
And I live in the north neighborhood, which is called Shlomit,
Uh-huh.
which is the north part of Shlomi.
So you actually live... Is there anyone in Israel that lives closer to you, to the Lebanon border?
Maybe there are places, but it's very, very close. Many times I was walking with my dog and arrived to places where it's written no entry, border.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Wow. So I'm thinking if I'm more curious to ask you how is it, or to ask you why.
Why what?
Why, like, because Shlomi is a city that was evacuated. It means that everyone from Shlomi can either get a place to live in a hotel, or either get money, like good money, right? It's like 6,000 shekel per month. If they leave Shlomi, because basically everyone's supposed to leave the city because there is like rockets falling there and all that. So it's not like here in Klil. You see, listeners, here in Klil, I'm telling you about the noise that I hear of the bombs, or one time like piece of bomb fell somewhere in the village. But in Shlomi, it's like kind of daily bombs explode above and inside Shlomi, right?
No, it's not. It's not that bad. But first of all, Shlomi is not a city. It's a village.
Really?
Yes,
But
really.
Officially, maybe.
Officially, and not only officially, it's certainly not a city.
I see it as like a town. I've been there.
No, not at all. And the neighborhood where I live, it's really most of it private houses. It's a very, very quiet place. I left Shlomi at the beginning of the war for 1 month and a half. And I tried to come back in the middle of this period, and there was a fire on the mountain. It was very stinky. I couldn't breathe, so I left again. And then I came back again after 1 month and a half at the end of November. And I saw that it's okay.
Is it?
It's acceptable. And I stayed home because before I moved about 4 places, and I was in Haifa for a month, and I was fed up with this place, with the city, with the noises, the crowd.
You prefer the war noises than the noises of the city?
It's not. Yes, it's not.
Wow.
First of all, it's not that bad. It's not that bad. It's not all the time. It's not every day. Mostly airplanes, and
Isn't there like bombs falling inside Shlomi?
not all the time. No, this is not what is happening all the time. You hear shooting here and there. You hear the planes. You hear falling here and there, but it's not all the time. And
there is like a big possibility for a bomb to hit you and your home every second.
I don't think it's a big possibility. I know about a woman who left Shlomi at the beginning of the war. She was evacuated to Haifa in a hotel. It's a true story. And a door fell on her head, and she died immediately. It's a true story.
A door?
A door. Yes. And she died.
She ran away from the war.
Yes.
To a hotel in Haifa, and a door fell on her head, and she died.
Okay, so she was like 90 something. So I guess maybe if she was 20 something, it wouldn't have happened. But what I think is if you're meant to be dead, you will be dead, never mind where you are, and if not, everything is okay. This is how I see things, and I don't think.
So you're not feel under special risk, having bombs falling in Shlomi, right? A few bombs.
When I'm outside my home in Shlomi, it's a bit of a tense, and I wonder what to do if there is the alarm.
Yeah.
But when I walk with my dog, when I come with my car on the road, which is really open to the border, sometimes I think, but I got used to it. Actually, you can get used to everything. Really?
Yeah, I was speaking about that before in the podcast.
You can get used to everything.
It's crazy, huh?
Yeah.
Because I'm thinking it's crazy that I got used to living in a village where like bombs falling near, and you actually living in a village. You say that bombs fall inside, right?
No, it's not like this. Bombs fell inside like I thought. I think not so many times. And most of the times it's in open spaces, on the mountain or in the forest or something like this. Only I think 2 or 3 times it fell really. Once it was into a house, and once it was in the yard of a house, and once it was very close to a house. But most of the times it's on the mountain, and like this.
Yeah, you mentioned the mountain was burning.
Yeah. Yes, the mountain was burning, and it is still burning here and there. And so the feeling is that it's not so dangerous, I think. You can die in in your car, in an accident in Tel Aviv. I think the risk of being hurt by a car in an accident is much, much, much higher than being hurt by a rocket.
How about the idea of land invasion? It's been talked a lot in the news. The idea that Hezbollah might actually like Hamas did, break the fence and burst in and murder everyone.
Well, in
around.
the beginning, that was the big fright. That was the reason I left Shlomi at the beginning. But then, I kind of calmed down. Here and there, I'm thinking about that. I have a place to hide.
Where?
I can't tell you. I'll tell you where. And I have something for self-defense, just for my feeling. And I know there are so many soldiers around the border.
This is what the people in around Gaza said before October 7th.
Yeah.
They said there is so much military, how can we be attacked?
Yeah, but then there was not the military. But here I see the soldiers every day. I see them practicing. I know they're there, and they're very close to me. I'm not alone there. I think it can't happen twice. I don't think so. Maybe they come in tunnels or something. This can be, but not on the fence.
Because they're saying that this is the plan.
Yeah, I know. And if they do come, I get into my car and fly away. I think. I don't know. Here and there, I get into an anxiety attack about this, and then I say to myself, I'm not gonna escape from here because of anxiety. Because in anxiety, you can feel everywhere. So I relax myself, and I'm staying where I am. Because I don't really know if there is a real risk or not. We can't know. We have no idea.
You said 3 rockets fell in your village the last 8 months.
Yeah, but rockets fell in Ramat Gan too in the last, I don't know, Lebanon war or whatever. No, I don't know.
I wouldn't.
It can happen everywhere. It can happen everywhere.
So you're saying, because most of the people of Shlomi left, right? Or am I wrong?
Yeah, definitely. But most of the people, especially with kids.
Like, how much of the population of Shlomi stay there?
I don't really know the facts.
How is it like to live in a town or a village that most of the population left? Like,
I like it. I like it a lot. It's very quiet. If you don't consider the war sound, it's very, very quiet, and it's very beautiful where I live. The forest, the sea, the mountain.
Isn't the forest burned?
Yeah, one is burned, by the forest where I walk with my dog is not burned. I hope it will not be burned as well. It's very quiet, the dissonance between the relaxation of the nature and what is really happening is amazing. I think for me to stay at my home, really close to this beautiful nature, is more important than being away from the border.
And you don't see yourself as being in risk, like rationalized thinking?
I don't know, because as I told you, I think what should happen will happen. It doesn't matter where I am.
How's your family doing with the fact that you're staying there?
I don't have so much family. I have a sister.
Mm-hmm.
If my parents were alive, it was different, I guess. I guess they were terrified. My sister at the beginning, she was terrified. She told me, yes, they're going to cross the border and so on. And then she got used to it, I think. I left Shlomi, I came back, she got used to it. I really don't think that where you are is affecting what is happening to you. I think it's written before, and it doesn't matter if you
kind of like a religious attitude.
You know the story, a death in Samara.
No.
You don't know about? This is it exactly. The point is that even if you're trying to escape from the death, it doesn't work. It doesn't work. So I'm not trying.
I'm a very rationalized person, so I'm not. I'm not feeling much agreeing with it, but that's cool to hear it's very interesting to hear what's in your mind when you're living there. Maybe you're right, I don't know, but
I'm not rational at all. I'm very spiritual, and this is how I see things.
Which kind of people stay there, like the other people in Shlomi? Is it like...
I don't know so many of them. First of all, I live in Shlomit, which is a small neighborhood up the mountain in the way to Hanita. And the people down the old Shlomi, I don't see them at all. I don't know who is there. And the people who I know, the couples or singles without kids, especially, I think. That's it. But I don't know many of them, like few, really few. But even before the war, it's not like Tel Aviv where people are around the street and you see everyone and party. It's very, very quiet. You don't see so many people outside anyway. So I don't know how many of them are there. But although all what I said, when there is the alarm of rockets, I get into the mamad, which I don't know the word.
Shelter.
Into the shelter, which is my bedroom. I do not stay and wait for the bomb to fall on my head. Like this. And I succeed in getting relaxation just like sitting and looking on a tree or on the beach. I don't have to think about what is happening all the time. What is happening is happening, but what I think, I have control on that.
I have another question. The question is, what do you see as do you have any offer or idea or something you prefer as a solution to bring back the safety and quiet to your home?
I don't know what I prefer to happen, but I prefer not to say that, because whatever you say, people are attacking you on your point of views. And
well, the audience cannot answer here. So that's
yeah, but I don't know who's gonna hear that. I know what I prefer. It doesn't mean that this is the best solution. This is what I prefer. I don't really know what is the solution.
No, of course we don't know the future.
No, many people think they know. I don't think I know.
I know several ideas for solutions in the north border. I think 3 mainly. One of them is what I very clearly prefer, and this is like agreement to end the war. With as less possible blood and terror, just to have agreements. I think to stop the war I said it before in the podcast. I think it's very clearly if Israel stop the war in Gaza, the hostages come back and the war in the north stop. It's very clear. Hezbollah always said it for the last 8 months. Stop the war in Gaza, we stop the war here. So I think ending the war, bringing the soldiers that are there for 8 months back, bringing the hostages back, give some peace to the people of Gaza that are in big suffer, stop the rockets to the rest of Israel, plus stopping the war in the north. It's kind of like lots of benefits from stopping the war in Gaza. So I think this is the best solution. Other solutions that I hear a lot is people calling to enter Lebanon land-wise with military and create like another land war. And recently I heard, I was speaking about it in the podcast recently, the idea of doing that and conquering South Lebanon and like throwing all the people there away from their house and occupying it like occupying South Lebanon, which is like completely messed up, psychopathic, very bad idea as I see it.
Generally, I prefer the first option, of course, but I don't know if it's good for, like, in few years, maybe they come through tunnels and surprise us again from north. This is the thing which I don't know how to control.
No, I don't think they will, because the reason they attack now is to support Hamas.
I don't know, but yeah.
But you can never know.
I don't
Tunnels
know
are very
so
scary.
Much. Yeah, I think there will be quiet here. It will be quiet here for a few years, and then they will surprise us like they did in the.
You know what I think about that?
South. I don't know.
I think that.
But I prefer it too.
Good. I'm glad to hear.
Definitely.
I think this is a very rationalized risk to think about. The tunnel idea, the surprise attack idea, and I think the solution for that is, while you don't have war, talk to your neighbor, talk about your problem, and try to get to solutions. Not while you're shooting at each other, but while it's quiet. Okay, now it's quiet. Now let's see, what's your problem with us? What can we do for you to not have problem with us?
This is really, it's like utopical.
You think it's utopical?
Of course.
But this is how wars always sold up in the end of the day. All of them.
Yeah, but between us and the Palestinians, I don't.
First, it's not the Palestinians; it's Hezbollah.
It's Hezbollah.
And second, I don't know. This is how the the French and the British got to their understandings. This is how I don't know, the Japanese and the Americans all kind of.
You think it can happen?
Yeah.
Really?
Well, it's have to happen. What otherwise can be? It's okay. So we will suffer all our life. Our children will suffer all their life. Their children will suffer all their life. Their grandchildren. Some point, someone will say, someone that's saying, because all of the generation people are saying enough with this. But I think in some points have to be that in both sides people will get to power. People that are saying enough with this and create like peace. Otherwise. What people will just suffer and destroy each other for generations forever. It doesn't.
I don't think we arrived to this point.
I think like a good start will be to try, to have at least the Israeli government offered like ideas or try to talk, because as now what we know now before this war, both with Hezbollah and both with Hamas. Yeah, there was like kind of like tension all the time, and nothing being done, no hand being sent to peace, no offer, no talking, no nothing. I think just being always. If I was prime minister, I will send each and every one of Israel enemy. Every week I will send a message saying like, hey, I want to talk with you. Can we like talk about our problems? And if they ignore, I will send again next week. And if they agree, so I will talk and try to see, but they don't. It's not that they're not doing that every week. It's not that they're not doing that every month. They never, right?
Most of the people. I don't know if many people in the north, they really want that the Israeli force will get into Lebanon.
Yeah.
Because they're afraid. They don't believe anything else. Mm-hmm. They don't believe an agreement. They can't trust Hezbollah. That's the point.
Very sad, huh?
Yeah. They don't believe them.
And
I believe they will say okay and then do something terrible.
I'm very afraid of that attitude of Israeli people. Let's do more war. It's messed up. Now those people that want to settle in South Lebanon, occupying that's like wow. That's like hell messed up. That's the thing that scared me the most, actually.
Yes, but we really don't know what is going in Hezbollah's leaders' heads. We don't know I don't know what they really want.
There's one way to find out, right? To ask the people.
Yeah, but as far as I know, they don't want peace.
I can see a way that Hezbollah is not Palestinian refugees that are full of pain and sorrow for the land and the home that their grandparents lost. It's not those people. It's they're like a religious military organization, pro-Islamic, Shiite, pro-Iranic. So they have like something against Israel. They have reason to attack Israel from all kind of reasons. But it's not that they're like deeply, emotionally, historically sank in this war,
And as far as I understand, there are also Hamas in the north. No?
In Lebanon?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. Are they? But we're speaking about Hezbollah right now. The war is with Hezbollah.
Yeah, right.
Hi.
Well, I don't know. Of course, I would like it to be quiet and that everything will get to an end. But I don't know if it's really the good solution and the right solution. I don't know.
Well, I think the episode got long enough.
Thank you.
Do you have anything else to say before we conclude it?
Yeah, I'll say again that the reality is going on, but we have control on what is going in our heads, and this is very important, I think.
That was high five, if you wonder. It's like it's like epilogue. I like to high five and then it's like sound. It's nice. It's like a gimmick. Thank you, Wood, very very much for hosting. Do you have a name for this episode?
I have to think about it.
If you have after, let me know. So thank you, Ruth, for sharing with us. Hopefully you will get your safety and quiet back soon.
We live in our heads.
Living our heads?
We live in our heads.
That's the name for the episode?
Yeah. From my point of view. You can say something else.
Mm-hmm. Maybe we live in our head. Interview with Ruth from Shlomi.
Mm-hmm.
From the Nuremberg. Cool. Cool. Thank you for that, and thank you listeners for listening. And wish peace and love to us all.